take that for granted.
Right.
And I think it's one of the reasons why you still see such homage being paid to him nearly 4 years after he's passed. Murals and I mean, I'm telling you this. I believe this, and I think I'm aware. We've lost Whitney, we've lost Michael, we've lost Luther.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, the impact of his death outweighs all of them combined, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, for the very reasons, like I said, I was never part of the inner circle, but we felt such a connection. I mean, even just, he would come in, like I said, the Glam Slam, and come over and stand and look at you so you could wave at him, or do whatever, he'd smile or whatever. So it was an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So I don't think people really understand that. I mean, Glam Slam alone, the fact that he had a club that he came and hung out in, and you know all about it. I thought Glam Slam, I loved that place.
Yeah,
but
I did.
So again, for fans to hang around and get close enough, you couldn't get that close, but you felt more than anybody else, I would think, would have a fan of someone else could get to.
Right.
Absolutely. So, Andrea, let's talk about a couple more things before we get out of here. One, let's talk about your new book, Delirious. Everyday people and their inspiration for putting this together.
Well, when my first book came out, I had people that contacted me, and they were kind of like Mi-Ling, and they were saying, oh, my gosh, this is so great. I have a story. It's a short story. I would love to tell it, but I can't. I'm not a writer. I'm not an author. There's not enough for a book. And I kept thinking to myself, like I said, everybody, deserves to tell this story of how, like you just said a few minutes ago, this man has impacted them. So I just, gathered several people, and I was like, okay, you want to tell the story? And they were like, yes. And so I put it together and just thought, and like I said, because there are people like, Mi-Ling, they have names, people know who you are, but then there's just the rest of us, like we said, the ones that just get to go in the club and everything. We're everyday people, we're not known, but we still have a story to tell that we want to. It's kind of our thank you to him, or giving back, or saying this is how you impacted my life, and so that's what it was. So,
well, you know what? Because she just said I contacted her. So when I was writing my book, and people were telling me you need to go back and look at the songs, because I think this song might be about you. He's mentioned in your nickname, and he mentioned May at the end of the extended version of Little Red Corvette. And then I saw Andrea's post, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. And being a journalist, I'm going to try to prove myself wrong. And I called you, didn't I, Andrea?
Yes.
And I
it was.
So I have to. Yeah. So I have.
Your name May.
Right.
Your friend's name May. Are your friend's name May?
Right.
Yeah. And we had this really, really interesting, really loving conversation between us. And I said, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, because that song lyrically represents the last time that I saw him in Minneapolis.
Oh, wow. See?
And
oh, my goodness.
He was very forthright with me, and she said, no, I don't even really know Prince like that. So, and some people think, because you say a song's about you, they think you think every song's about you. I'm not
right.
You're so vain.
Right.
You're so vain. Get it? The Carly Simon song, right?
Right, exactly.
You probably think this song is about you.
Yeah, right, Dan. And so, there are people out there that are going to have already started saying, trying to discredit things that I say. And, again, I can only say what I feel, what I've been told, or what I've been told to look at. And so I just want people to know, as a journalist, I'm making every effort to go and turn over tables to find out things. And
but, you've got, like you said, T.C. Ellis and Jerome and all of those people that were around him and knew him. That's receipts. I'm like, I realize I appreciate the journalism aspect of it, and you want to get that maybe for your own self, but I think you got it. Like,
right. Exactly.
Who was the guy that told that amazing story about, I just love that, about when you went to Paisley Park, like in 2004 or something? One of your friends?
Lenny.
Oh, my goodness. That's drop the mic right there.
That was from the Purple Underground. Yeah, I didn't know him, and I was going to do I was writing this other book called The Minneapolis Sound that was in This Is Now back then in 2004. And when I saw Lenny, he came running. You heard the story. Anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that story.
I was blown away because, again, Musicology was the first concert I had been to.
Okay.
After I had never been to a professional concert. So I was like, these people were speaking all these different languages. And I'm like, these people are from all over the world.
Oh, wow.
This phenomenon with his, fans.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I wanted to add it into my book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just humbly, I had no idea.
My goodness.
Well, some of the songs that I have been told to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And so Darron knows that. Darron knows that. I was hiding from Little Red Corvette for years.
No, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wear it proudly, girl. I'm like,
But she was really kind when I called her, and she understood, I think, woman to woman, what I was trying to figure out. I was like,
right.
Yeah.
And I would have been the same way. I know what you mean, especially being a journalist, like you said, and just being a person, like you said, you just want to know.
Exactly.
I imagine that would be something that I would be on a quest for, too, to find out.
Right. And if I didn't call you, I would be, what's that?
Right. And like I said, and the weird thing about it is when I saw the cards and everything, I read the lyrics and everything, and I hadn't heard Five Women, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But I did not, because of not having met him or anything like that, think it was particularly about me. It was really weird. Like I said, I had 4 or 5, girlfriends that I ran with at the time, and we were like, what is this? Oh, we just figured, it's a cool song. Look, this is cool. And then we got to the bottom, and we're like, okay, now we know what that is, because they knew they were there when the guy was asking me, before, and I just, like I said, kind of blew it off, like, oh, he doesn't know who I am. And so to get that, we all zeroed in on that part and not so much the song. Because it didn't speak to me like it speaks to you.
You were there, 92, 93, when he gave
I met, so 92 was when I came up as a flight attendant, and then when I came to the Controversy Convention, and I was on MTV, and they showed it all over the world. And then 93, it was New Year's 93 when I came back, and 93 is when I... Yeah, 93 was when I started hanging around the club and started, coming back and forth. So it would be like February. Well, so they started calling me, Paisley Park, in February, right before my birthday. A year later, I got a call, and they're like, Prince is doing a surprise party tonight. We hope you can make it. They knew I was in Atlanta when they called, and I was like, okay, and I made it. So, that's how I had been.
Super fan, girl. I give you that.
Hey,
number one super fan.
She was committed.
What people don't understand is that was 93. The song actually came out in 91, I believe.
And I had not heard it.
And that was Joe Crocker, right? Joe Crocker put it out.
Yes.
Put it out.
Exactly.
So I think the release, and then he put it on the vault, Old Friends for Sale, again.
Right.
He has ways of putting things in places where we know
and I think that
somebody from the have.
Oh, Old Friends for yes, interesting. Yeah.
It is.
I probably said too much.
But now,
well, as we close out our time with Andrea Foy, and you should also know that Andrea is quite the presenter. She does seminars and workshops on women empowerment, leadership, personal safety for women, and personal success strategic plans. So, again, you can go to AndreaFoy.com if you'd like for her to do that for you or your organization, as well as and she has been trained by John Maxwell, so she's dope.
Mm-hmm.
And
Les Brown too, but who's
absolutely. Wow, that's double jeopardy right there. You got John and Les.
I used to have a speakers bureau years ago.
Oh my goodness!
Information still in my packet up in my office.
Whoa, yeah, I love it. I love speaking.
Well, thank you, dear. You're so sweet to come on, and we've been friends ever since. We hit up each other on Facebook and support one another, and I do appreciate you.
Yeah, that's what I thought was so amazing that, we did, just like you said, have this kind of kinship. It was kind of like a just instant. And so I really appreciate you, too, and I cannot wait to help you get this book out or to get it sold when it gets out. Just let me know what you need. I will be here to assist.
All right.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
Andrea Foy, thank you so much for being on Story Behind the Music. We look forward to seeing more from you down the road. I'm sure there's another book in you about Prince down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we look forward to that, and thank you for being on the show.
And thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed it.
That's right. You're listening to Story Behind the Music.